Swipe. Oh. Still good. Oh, no. Hiya, Inspiring Squad. I'm Jess, and welcome to HiP.
Ugh, you always do the intro like that. How about you let us take over for once? Gimme!
Okay.
Cryaotic!
I'm Bess, and I just love overly enthusiastic yelling. Welcome to Out in Progress, starring me, and me, and occasionally some friends too. Together, we can hopefully make you smile.
Yeah, great-tastic. So, the past couple of years, YouTubers have been making mistakes, shedding tears, and creating apology videos like it's an epidemic. And as a content creator in the innovative year of 2025, I am seriously terrified that one day I'm going to wake up, check my phone, and I'm cancelled. All because I forgot to cut out some out-of-context moment where I'm arguing with my flatmate or something.
Jessica, you're late to the funeral.
Relax! It's not like he's going anywhere! Jesus, Jamie! Stop interrupting me while I'm recording, Jamie! You're never helping me, Jamie! Anyway, in today's episode, I want to talk about cancel culture in media, the fear of comedy, and how being stuck in this bad loop is kinda not so swell.
Fun times.
But also, what to watch out for. And I hope you get to, I just can't think of something. Whatever, I'll just fix it in post. By what we can currently see happening on the internet, cancellation spreads faster than clarification. With YouTubers at risk of losing their channels for small things such as wearing a Hawaiian shirt, that fear of making a mistake seems valid, honestly. So, to avoid that fate, the internet puts verbal PC filters on creators to make sure that your jokes won't trigger any Karens to ask for your manager. And while I genuinely believe it's good to pay mind where people are sensitive and respect their boundaries and all of that, yada yada, cracking a joke on the internet is a bit different. Because your crowd is not just your friend Steve, who you know is insecure about his weight, but everyone. The entire world. Which means you'll always find someone who's offended by your joke. Hey, random example person who's voiced by one of my friends. Wanna hear a joke?
Sure, proceed.
Okay, a woman walks into a bar.
Whoa. You're objectifying women in 2025. She can't just exist somewhere without it being a punchline.
Alright, a man walks into a bar then.
Alright, because men don't have feelings, huh? We can't just exist somewhere without it being a punchline. You disgust me.
Okay, then a duck walks into a bar and...
Great, now we're mocking wildlife for comedic effect. That's animal cruelties. Ducks don't belong behind bars. This is why ecosystems are collapsing.
Right, fine! Then a bar walks into a bar, okay?
It's okay, I guess.
Yes, it's fine.
Finally!
It's not very funny though.
God damn it! Okay, I think the point is, humor without risk is just boring.
So let's be strong enough to survive a bad joke and smart enough to write a better one.
Hey, Vess, why did Susie fall off the swing?
I don't know. Why?
Because she got shot.
Well, that's not...
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not Susie.
Okay, I changed my mind. Let's all be offended.
But then there's an even bigger issue, which is actually the reason I wanted to make this video in the first place. Comedy isn't the only thing dying. So is growth. We are in the TikTok era! Yay! Therefore, if the first 3 seconds of a video aren't full of drama, no one cares. Which means we are done. And not just from the front. Let's talk about psychology real quick. Specifically, heuristics. Well, heuristics are mental shortcuts we use to make quick decisions based on past experiences. Kind of like when someone asks me about my favorite cartoon and my mouth is moving but my brain isn't catching up. Yeah, that. And while that's helpful for everyday choices like choosing what to eat, this gotta-go-fast instinct can also lead to flawed judgments. So, bad. Yes. Say you watch a lot of true crime. You'll probably instinctively think that the world is a scary place. But really, the world is safer now than before. Whether you're, random example person, an artist or a doctor, everyone falls for this. Now, add TikTok to the mix. A platform designed to feed you fast, extreme content tailored to your biases. Let's just say you're into, I don't know, anime boys. At first you come across harmless edits, cute, flirty, funny, all of that. But eventually you're being served more intense and dramatic content, romanticizing unhealthy dynamics. Even if you know it's fictional, your brain is still absorbing a new pattern and accepting a new normal. So that's how OG innocent funny man becomes Tumblr sexy man. You're sexy, sexy man. But luckily I'm spared from that effect.
Good morning, my fine friend.
In other words, there's this risk of being locked in a digital echo chamber of sorts that encourages short attention spans and potentially amplifies bad beliefs. And when we have those bad beliefs go unchallenged, we cancel our ability to grow. There's the show on Netflix called Adolescence. Let me just... Oh my god, you pronounce it Adolescence. I guess that makes more sense. More adolescence. Well, there's the show on Netflix called Adolescence, apparently. Now's your chance to actually stop the video and give it a try, because it's just 4 episodes, and if you ask me, they're worth it.
I cried, like, a lot.
Okay, let's keep going now. The show follows 13-year-old Jamie, who's accused of killing a classmate, but that's just a setup. To me, the real story is about the aftermath and the world around him. A world that quietly shaped how he thinks, how he feels, and how he broke. As the story progresses, we learn that Jamie's worldview is entirely warped, filled with rejection and toxic masculinity. A view that doesn't just appear from a single comment, but constant everyday exposure through bullying, complicated relationships, and yes, social media plays a huge role in that.
Oh, wow! A bridge! Let me just cross it.
I think the show does a fantastic job of highlighting how dangerous it is to be trapped in an echo chamber, like Jamie. People are growing more afraid of believing something others don't, and that fear locks them into his biased worldview with no easy way out. Take Jamie's scenes with the therapist. You can see how deeply he is stuck in his beliefs, and it's heartbreaking. And it makes you wonder, how did it get this bad? How do we avoid ending up in the same place?
Let us cancel TikTok. Right, defeat cancel culture with more cancel culture.
Nah, I kinda wanna just blame social media, but that's like walking into McDonald's and complaining that they won't serve you a vegan gluten-free quinoa bowl. You still choose what you consume. All I'm saying is, be careful out there. Please, 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 don't stick to one version of reality. Look around, get curious. It might just save you from getting stuck. But unfortunately, not everyone gets the chance to step back and choose wisely. Especially when you're young, online attention can just hit you before you even understand what it means to consume responsibly. We've all seen it happen before. Kids just thrown into viral fame before they're emotionally ready. Creators who are too young, too inexperienced, not equipped yet to handle this kind of spotlight. Take, for instance, Sammy Zenith and his infamous When Will You Learn speech. And no, I'm not going to yell that, it's 2025 and I think we've heard quite enough of that. When will you? I'd say it's generally good to make people aware of their behavior, but the problem is, it doesn't stop at that. Not very surprisingly, Sammy got ridiculed online, but also doxed. And I know I'm kind of role-playing as Captain Obvious here when I'm saying that doxing people is bad, but it's 2025 and we're still dealing with the same shit as last year, Miss Sophie. With self-proclaimed Batman who think they're doing God's work by leaking your private info to every unhinged troll with a keyboard. Just because you dared to cry about Sonic online. Yeah, that's fair. God, this is just like high school. Main character syndrome and all of that bullcrap. People just really lack self-awareness nowadays. Hey, Jamie? Can you ask the neighbors to shut their baby up? I'm recording.
I don't think that's how babies work.
Thank you. Anyway, sometimes the internet is just like that one friend who can't tell when a joke goes too far and is probably a sociopath. My cat just died. That's rough, buddy. Alexa, play Despacito. Despacito.
What? Hey! Where are you going? It was just a joke! Also, you're ugly!
Fortunately, Sammy seems to be doing well for himself, and now he genuinely seems more like a well-reflected dude. But this could have ended differently. See, most people don't get the full picture behind the drama they stumble upon online. They hear highly subjective bits, jump to conclusions, and end up making harsh judgments without knowing all the facts. But that rush to judgment, it can ruin lives. Like it's shown in the anime Oshi No Ko.
Warning! Spoilers ahead! Dude!
Also mentions of suicide attempts. Take care.
Akane is a brilliant actress joining a reality show, but she herself is more of the quiet type. Overhearing her manager about not getting enough screen time, she gets under immense pressure to maintain viewer engagement. That's when Yuki, one of the girls in the cast, suggests creating some drama to help her stand out. But being under this immense pressure, Akane misinterprets how far she should go and ends up lashing out, accidentally harming Yuki while filming. The two talk it out when the cameras are off, making clear that there was no ill intent, but the audience doesn't see that. What they see is an actress striking another. And thus, cancel culture begins. And the words she reads are devastating. Yet she can't stop. And finally, Akane can't handle the pressure anymore. Nearly taking her own life over it, but getting saved in the last second. That scene hit. This immense feeling of rejection from what feels like the entire world at that moment, and the utter isolation that follows. Being popular online demands creators to be authentic and perfect at the same time. We're being told that it's okay to be yourselves, but then again, there's also fine print that says, as long as you're at your best. Oh god, I hate to be hypocritic, but we're teaching viewers that being perfect is bad by setting an example that is the way we present ourselves on the web. Flawless. Or rather, flawed but in a controlled manner. We don't show that we are re-recording the same line over and over and over again until it sounds just right. Nah, you're mostly seeing the polished version. But reality isn't polished. Popular YouTubers like Pewd, Cinnamon Toast Can, or Moist Critical, they have bad days too. Duh. Everyone does. And whoever says they don't is a liar. Or a monk. Well, I guess this is all I have to say about this topic, so have a good one. Oh no.
Go on, defend them. I dare you. Hold on, let me get the camera. Oh, silly me. You're already filming.
Okay, I actually really don't want to talk about this, but if I don't, this video will kind of feel incomplete to me, and I apparently love torturing myself, so woo, let's go! Fudge. I can defend a kid having a rant on Sonic or a Minecraft player making a Hitler joke, but this is different. Okay. I grew up loving Cryaotic's content. In case you don't know, Cryaotic is a popular YouTuber whose creepypasta readings were, honestly, the best I've heard since. Maybe Magnus Archives is also pretty good, but either way, I loved his Let's Plays, and the silly interactions between him and Pewds always made me laugh. So much so that I even drew fan art of him as a kid.
This is the most I could find, actually.
He was the one that gave Pewds the nickname, well, Pewds. And then, suddenly, he posted a video.
I've always felt disingenuine because I was never open with people about things, because I was always hiding things. I was never able to be genuine with people anymore after the fact that I cheated on my girlfriend with people who I didn't realize were even underage in the first place. So yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, I've taken a moment. Whatever this video was meant to be, it wasn't the right way to approach this. We've talked about people being stuck inside warped worldviews, and in the case of Cryaotic, there just isn't enough publicly confirmed information for me to form a fully grounded opinion. But what I can say for sure is this. There are many ways to try to explain or contextualize these kinds of actions, for myself, for others, but none of that changes the core truth. Even if someone deeply regrets what they've done, even if they have been at the worst place of their lives, that doesn't excuse the abuse of power. Regret doesn't undo harm. And while Cryaotic's case will probably remain terrible but unclear, there are cases that just don't leave any room for doubt anymore. Like Austin Jones, who sexted and manipulated underage fans, coaxing them into sending suggestive videos under the false pretense of auditions. And worse. But here's the thing. I don't believe people should be punished by the internet. This isn't a job for the self-proclaimed Batman we talked about earlier. It's the job of the actual legal system to handle serious crimes. Because this is a serious crime, and we viewers aren't trained for this. Or maybe some of you are, who knows, maybe you're policemen. In that case, good that you're watching, but obviously I'm not saying that people who are involved should keep quiet about this. For God's sake, please speak your truths and let others spread them. However, using your brain while doing that is kind of important. Especially since we're living at a time where people can make quick judgments and footage can be easily faked or put out of context. Ask AI. At worst, we end up creating something horrible, like a specific subreddit I heard of, where people got together to attempt finding the culprit behind the 2013 Boston Marathon bombings and randomly started pointing fingers at people based on if they looked suspicious. I don't have to tell you that this is a stupid idea. But this is a stupid idea. They ended up accusing a random guy who went missing a month before the incident and looked similar to a man on a blurry image wearing sunglasses. Yeah. And so people had rushed to hate on him, accusing him, destroying their family's reputation and making it hard for the family to find their missing son. Only to then find out later that the police had found the actual suspect, and surprise, it wasn't him. Worse than that, he wasn't even alive when the incident had happened. And if you think that this is just like a one-time mistake, oh boy, you're wrong. Sorry about possible mispronunciation. TikTok dancer Chen Qiaofeng was killed by her abusive ex. And to escape his death penalty, the ex and his family spread online that she was cheating on him, gold digger who was only after his money, when in actuality, he was the one who lived off her income. But people didn't see that. Jumped to conclusions because of her pretty looks and occupation, which her ex even pushed her to pursue further against her own interest. Qiaofeng's family was already devastated that they've lost their daughter, and now she receives hate left and right, so they have to step up to defend a girl who can no longer defend herself. And that's absolutely tragic to think about. I think I'll leave it on that. If you want to hear more, Ellen O'Neill gives a pretty good overview on the topic, links in the description. Altogether, I think, it just shows us that we as an audience can't just trust the first word we hear. Or at least we shouldn't. So if you ask me on my take on cancel culture when it comes to serious allegations like grooming or abuse, it's this. Warn people. Report everything you know, send it to the proper authorities, and then let the system do its job. That's all.
Ding, ding, ding! 10 strikes. Justice Castle's cancelled.
Okay, I'm done with this. Did you even listen to anything I just said? I'm not defending the actions of terrible human beings. I'm asking to be more aware of the consequences of quick judgments, to put dialogue before destruction. But you're putting me out of context, jumping to conclusions when all I'm saying is there's nuance. I just can't convince someone who forgot how to listen. And maybe I don't want to anymore. So... Goodbye, Nex.
Cancel me, don't cancel me. Extraordinary beings are too scary. Cancel me, don't cancel me. Extraordinary beings are too